3, 2, 1. Oh my God, that's cold.
Wow.
Welcome back to You Betcha Radio Podcast, the coldest podcast in all the Midwest. I am Miles, the You Betcha guy, here with Ryan, the T-shirt guy. We have a great show ahead for you, so let's get into it.
I would venture to say it's almost the nectar of the gods. Back, baby, back. I want my push. Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 30.
No, this is 30, right?
30.
Right on the
episode
nuts.
30.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't noticed yet, I am a little bit behind the times on what episode we're on. So 30 weeks, 30 episodes, that's pretty crazy, but I think we have a good show for you guys today. I'm not really sure what the topics of discussion is, but Miles says he has a plan. So I'm going to be kind of put on the spot here today, which, you know, I always thrive being put on the spot. We all know that.
Yeah, you don't freeze up ever.
Guys, it's been a while since I've plugged the social medias.
Yeah, let's do it.
So go check us out at Oh You Betcha. If you're listening on any of the podcast apps, I guess you would call them.
Yep.
Go check us out at Oh You Betcha. The dad videos lately have been crushing it, and those have been fun to watch.
New content every week.
Yeah, I might have to get myself a pair of those New Balances. Now, I just got a pair of like really nice shoes.
Not to brag.
That I've been eyeing up for, I kid you not, probably over a year.
Really?
And the New Balances might just be an impulse, spur of the moment.
Yep. There's
been a lot of content developed around them. I am fortunately and unfortunately not a dad yet, but I don't think that's a hard requirement for the New Balances.
No,
so
I recommend them to anyone who's interested in them. I've been wearing them around after we do the videos, and I'm not going to lie, I get why dads love those shoes.
Absolutely.
They're amazing.
But why do they go to the white New Balances? Why do they go to those? Who started this trend?
I don't know. I would love to know those people, but I think it's just like the standard uniform for dads over like 35.
Was this like a Bill Gates thing where, you know, Bill Gates really he never dresses up, and maybe he started wearing New Balances, and dads across the country were like, well, I want to look like Bill Gates, so I'm going to get a pair of New Balances.
I'm going to be honest though, I don't think anyone's ever said I want to look like Bill Gates.
No, well, you want your bank account to look like Bill
That
Gates.
is very true.
But you do not necessarily want to look like Bill Gates. So the New Balance trend, we're hitting it hard on the social.
Yep.
So go check us out, guys. Also, we do have t-shirts on the website. The t-shirt launch
for like 1 week.
For like 1 week. And we did that because the only reason we did the 1 week was because I almost died of heat exhaustion last week printing all the other shirts.
Okay, so here we go. You want to already get into this, Ryan?
Here we go.
Before we get into this, I want to talk to you guys about U Motors, Motorsports and Marine, located in Fargo, North Dakota, and Pelican Lake, Minnesota. They have all of the best brands. We're talking Honda, Yamaha, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, Boutique Boats, Super Boats, Supreme Boats, all of the boats. And also
all
like
of the boats.
some Avalon pontoons they have. They're great guys over at U Motors. They helped us out with a trailer. We slapped our logo on the side. It's what we take to our bar takeovers, which we're going to rev back up here in about a week.
Yeah, so if you're not doing anything on Friday, maybe just, you know, from like northern Midwest to Missouri, we're making a road trip.
Yep, wave at us on the way by.
Hop on the interstate. We're going to be going by at some point.
You'll see the U Motors logo on the side of the trailer. You can find them all on their social medias at umotorsinc.com or on Facebook or Instagram. If you mention this ad, you can get 20% off parts and accessories. Some exclusions may apply. Again, they are great guys. They support the brand. They love what we're doing. And I recommend heavily that you guys check them out if you need a boat or some other kind of toy.
Accessories, anything like that.
All right, Ryan, back to what we were talking about.
Yep.
Ryan, I apparently need to structure my entire business off of Ryan's schedule and Ryan's wedding. So If you think that I'm running the show over here, that is an absolute farce. That is so wrong. Ryan is apparently the one that controls everything in this business. He's my boss. He's got the end say.
I do get texts sometimes that say, "Okay, boss."
Yep.
Like, yeah, I like that. It's got a
If
good ring to
anyone
it.
thinks that it's like I am the one in charge, it's definitely Ryan, because we could only open up the shirt order for 1 week because of Ryan's wedding at the end of the month.
Yep, I am getting married. Last October, when I popped the question, it did not take into account this T-shirt run that we would be doing.
Yeah,
So-
it'd be nice if you guys could have planned that better around our T-shirt runs.
Should have been like 2 weeks and the 2 weeks off and then 2 weeks. Okay, so it does line up. Okay, maybe we should do like an early September.
You should have done like 2 weeks earlier. Might have worked out better, Ryan. But so
Well, right now we are like 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah, I know. But then we could have kept it open for another week. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that brings me to my next point to open up the podcast, Ryan. What's got to happen right now for you to just be happier? You look like a beaten down man. You got a wedding coming up. You printed like a lot of shirts in the last few weeks, and
So many.
and then we had the craziest day ever yesterday for merch, and you're gonna have to print just as many, if not more, coming up here. You look like a defeated human being. It's sweaty in here. It's hot.
It
we
is.
just actually were printing some shirts right now.
Yep.
What do I need to do to get to make you feel better, Ryan? As your fake boss, because you're actually the boss, but as your fake boss.
I think the only thing that I'm pretty efficient with what we do, right?
Not to brag again.
We got a lot of shirts pushed out last week in a short amount of time.
For being like a 3-person shop.
3-person shop. That's all it is. I'm printing, Miles and Ann are packing, and we're shipping out.
Yep.
If they made a heat press that you could literally just like, even if the shirt was all crumpled up, you could just throw it in. It perfectly lined it up, threw the design on, pressed it. Like that would be next level.
So essentially you want to become an inventor
Yes.
and invent a robot that does your job for you. So basically,
That's ironic.
So basically, you don't want to do your job was what would make you the happiest ever. So
Wow.
this just in: Ryan wants to quit his t-shirt job here. You guys buying shirts have pushed him to the brink.
It's a good thing,
Meg,
though.
I'm sorry out there, but you've also pushed him to the brink with this wedding, I guess.
It's a good thing, though, because this gives me an opportunity to binge on some Netflix shows. I watched Mindhunter, 10 episodes in about 2 days last week. So we're at the beginning of the podcast. A lot of people are probably still listening. So if you have any good, like, Netflix recommendations,
Yeah, there
drop
you
them
go.
in the comments below. I'm a big like murder mystery, crime documentary, stuff like that. That's my jam. So drop it in the comments. Give me a good Netflix series that I can like. It's got to be at least 10 episodes or like a 2-hour long documentary.
There you go.
Just to something to do.
Something for you to do.
Something to listen
in
to.
the sweatshop here.
Yep.
This
Yeah, I
is-
normally
this
print
is-
t-shirts with my shirt off. Like my pants
Which
have
is
stayed on
ironic.
for now.
Yeah, thank
but-
God.
Yep.
I always knew that there was a weird smell coming from upstairs. That's you with your shirt off.
Yeah.
Ironic
Now
that
that you say
Ryan, the
that.
t-shirt guy, when he's printing shirts, doesn't wear a t-shirt.
That is ironic.
You better calm down, Ryan. You're getting all the female listeners all riled up with that talk. You want wearing a shirt,
Just real quick,
guys. He's engaged. He's going to be married. All right. So
Yes,
just keep it in your pants.
So if you say in the comments, "Marry me," I'm not going to comment. I'm married to the game.
Yeah,
It's just not gonna comment.
He's literally marrying Meg. So just
Yes.
back off, ladies. I know you should start posting photos of you without your shirt on, like an Instagram influencer by the press.
Well, I should have done that when we were in the Ozarks because we were on a huge
Yes.
boat. We're
Yeah.
a yacht. Sorry.
No, it's a boat because we are now yacht people. We know.
Sure.
We just call it a boat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So basically, you want to quit is what's going to make you the happiest.
Well, if I quit, then I have to start buying my own beer and
And your own t-shirts.
and my own t-shirts
and your own shoes.
and my own shoe. Yep.
And then you'll just sit at home every weekend too. You won't go anywhere.
Yeah. Then Netflix would get really boring.
Then it's like you are just the Netflix guy at that point.
Yeah. Ryan, the Netflix guy.
Yeah. You have a lot of stuff going on, Ryan. But
Yes.
to finish this segment, I may not be able to let you quit your job, but let's use this as almost a therapy session for you, Ryan. Thank you. First of all, thank you for coming to therapy today, Ryan. I want this to be a safe zone for you. I don't want anything to deter you from saying anything. It's just you and me and all the listeners. So just start spitballing stuff off the top of your head that you just need to maybe get off your shoulders. Maybe just some, even if it's like, you know what, there was a driver yesterday that just cut me off, and it's still pissed me off today. I want you just to lay it out so that the rest of the podcast can be a happy-go-lucky time, and we can just forget all those problems that you have, Ryan. You can worry about those after the podcast.
Yeah, I think for starters, I had a salmon fillet for supper, and now mixing that in with a beer, I got the bush burps.
Your tummy's a little upset, as you would say.
Yeah, but I keep burping up salmon flavor, and it almost like makes me not want to eat salmon anymore.
So you do not want Bush to make a salmon flavored beer, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Or I just need to stop drinking carbonated stuff, pop, beer, whatever, so I don't burp my salmon up. And it's I've been dealing with this for like the last hour and a half. It's pretty raunchy.
You might want to just switch from salmon to like a burger, though. It's kind of what I would recommend. As your therapist,
10 out of 10 days a week, I'd pick a burger. I just didn't have anything ready.
So as your therapist, I would say that I'm here for you, and I'm sorry about that, Ryan. But next time, maybe just eat a GD cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big cheeseburger guy.
Do you have anything else, Ryan?
No. I do enjoy going home and sitting in the AC after leaving here,
which we will after the podcast. Guys, it is very hot in here today. Wow. I just keep wiping off the sweat off my forehead. But that's just who we are. We just grind through all of we're just, this is what we do. We just, for you guys, we will cut off our arm or cut off our leg, just to get the podcast done. It's basically what we're doing here today. So Ryan, thank you for coming to therapy. I hope that this was, it was just as good for me as it was for you.
Huge weight off my shoulders.
I can just tell you're a lighter man. You're a lighter human being. And so I think that the rest of the podcast is going to be great. We're going to take our first break, and we'll keep the show rolling. All right, guys. Ryan just had the most disgusting salmon bush burp.
I can't even help it. As much as I would like to hold it in, I just can't.
It hurts worse to hold in.
Yeah.
So,
poisoning.
Guys, lately we put out a video that was comparing the Bush Latte to the White Claw. We got a good response from it.
Now, when you say good, what do you mean by that? Good in the comments, or a lot of shares, or?
It got some people talking about it.
Sure. Which is what we love.
Right.
Good, bad, whatever.
Yeah. Obviously, the White Claw people came out of the woodwork, defended it.
I love that.
And then that's what the whole video was supposed to do, is get people conversing about it. And so that what's wild is literally since I put that video out, I've been pushed like a lot of ads from some random t-shirt company trying to sell me a shirt that says "Ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws," which we both know Trevor Wallace coined.
Yep.
Who, if you don't know him, he's a comedian on Facebook, YouTube, the whole thing. He coined the phrase by doing a White Claw video, and he got a cease and desist from White Claw.
Yep.
Because he was trying to sell a shirt that said that, rightfully so, because he made up the phrase. Mm-hmm. Now these other companies are trying to rip it off. I honestly really hope that those companies go down. Yeah, I want them to get a C&D and just have to shut down operations, because as someone who does what Trevor Wallace does, obviously he's on a bigger level than we are. He deserves the money that he
100%.
He sold 6,000 shirts.
I was just going to say that. You know what's wild is, so just out of curiosity, I went to see how expensive the shirt was. I'm a shirt guy. I like to see what people are charging.
What did you charge?
$24.99.
So $25 times 6,000, which is more than 6,000, right?
Well, and certain websites, it'll give you a counter of how many of these shirts have been sold. We don't do that. I haven't seen a lot of companies out there do it, but this he goes through a third-party printing company.
And they had that on their
They
site.
have the
So that's why
counter.
we know that he had 6,000 plus.
6,000 plus shirts. And this was probably anywhere from 2 to 4 days after the video dropped. So think of how wild that is.
That's like that's got to be almost $150,000 just in one shirt sale.
Yeah. And he has to do nothing for it because obviously you have to create the content, but the shirt wise.
But he was doing drop shipping.
Yep,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a
so
Ryan the
obviously
t-shirt
he doesn't
guy.
get $150,000.
Correct.
It's probably more of like a 30% margin or 20 or something like that. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because we have like ain't no laws drinking claws. Yeah, the word claw is in there and it's relatable to the brand. I get it. And maybe the design of it was too close to White Claw's official logo. But what more genius than Nectar of the Gods with the mountain? You can't get around that. Like Nectar of the Gods, coining that phrase and then just selling a bunch of merch around it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Have we talked to? I don't think we have on the podcast. We had a imposter on Instagram trying to sell a shirt that said Nectar of the Gods that was just a really crappy version of the logo that we already did, and then actually took our logo and just took the YB off of it and tried to sell it as a shirt. But the Instagram post had like 4 likes, so I wasn't too worried about saying anything.
You know what's funny is that what if that was me?
Then you are really bad at your job because it had 4 likes on it.
Well, you know what? I sold 4 shirts on it.
Haven't you learned anything by doing this for the last, 8 months, Ryan?
Oh, man. I would just love to see what that person looks like. Who do you think that person is? Just let's give us an audio visual of who the person is.
I don't necessarily want to go down that road because it could come in all shapes and forms.
I have a vision in my head.
But it's just like I don't even want to give them any more time of day because they are just like they have no original ideas. They're just trying to mooch off of what we got going.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the question is do we make a shirt that says "Withdraw from the Claw" in this next shirt run after this one?
I don't know, man.
Like it should just say "Withdraw from the Claw," no other logo or anything, so they can't even do anything. Like, there's no way, right?
No.
There's absolutely no way we can get a C and D.
We should try it.
We should definitely try it, but there's no way we can get a C and D with that, right?
I don't know, man. I've gotten a cease and desist before. It's actually kind of, it's like, okay, just take it off your website.
Honestly,
whatever.
once you get your first one, then the rest are like no biggie.
Whatever. Yeah.
This is not my first rodeo.
I was freaking out, man.
Really?
I was like, what's going to happen? I don't want to go to court.
Going to
We got to get
jail.
this off the website right
Ryan,
away.
You're going for 10 years in jail.
You go to jail.
For stealing someone else's logo.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever that offense would be called, it'd probably be like they give out the maximums of what it potentially could be. It never ends
It's
up that way.
basically just
10 years in jail, $10,000 fine.
It's not even any jail time. It's literally you just pay back the money that you made off of that.
But we didn't even have to pay back money. We just had to take it off of our site.
Yeah. A lot of times that's just the easiest way that companies to do it. But so what's funny is I actually in the video, okay, so back to the White Claw video, I talked about bros are starting to drink White Claw now and are now fully doing that. And I talk about woo girls doing it. It wasn't necessarily like a, hey, woo girls, shame on you for drinking this. Like, I think that's totally fine. I don't think, it's just ironic to me because the bros are usually the ones that are like making fun of people for what they drink. They're the ones that are trying to be like, dude, you're being such a girl or you're being such a baby. And then they're the ones now drinking White Claw. So it wasn't like, it's not so much like making fun of you for drinking it. It's more like making fun of you because you're the ones that would probably be making fun of other people for drinking White Claw.
Yep.
And so that part is just all weird, and I don't know what happened there.
So what was the official drink of Woo Girls before the seltzers came out?
Maybe like a Palm Breezy, like a Palm Breeze, or I know way back in the day it was like wine coolers.
Okay,
because I think
Mike's Hard
Lemonade, Angry Orchard and ciders of such.
Yep, that was a huge hit.
Those were big for a while, and then as the Woo Girls would say, those are just like too sugary now. I just need something with less sugar.
Yeah.
It gives me gut rot. That's
gosh.
Yeah. So I would say that. And the second part is like they just don't taste very good.
Yeah.
So that was the twofold. Whatever, if you want to drink it, that's fine. But maybe let's withdraw from the Claw because it just doesn't taste that good.
Yeah, I've had a couple White Claws just to.
Oh my God, that's cold.
I've had a couple White Claws in my day just to see what the hype is.
Yeah, you got to do some R&D, especially for that video.
Right. I am not a LaCroix fan. I'm not a
It's the
bubbly
LaCroix
fan.
of the alcohol industry is what you're saying?
Yeah. I just stay away from it, plain and simple. I mean, if there's beer there, I'll have a beer. If there's not, I probably won't drink.
You won't drink.
See, that's when I tried my White Claw, was when there was no beer.
So what about hard liquor, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll drink. I'm a Morgan Coke guy.
Yeah, just a classic steady Eddie type of guy.
Yeah. I've dabbled in the Steady Eddie before, but I'm just a Morgan Diet type of guy.
That's what I mean.
Like Steady Eddie is an actual vodka.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Steady Eddie is the phrase that I'm saying.
Sure.
Of like just nothing crazy happening. You're just level-headed. You're just gonna drink Morgan Diets.
Yep.
You're right. That was a bad phrase to say.
I do like to dabble in the Moscow meals though.
Oh, there's your white girl showing a little bit, Ryan.
If I'm going out to dinner or something.
Why do those cups cost so much? They cost like $32 for like a 4-pack.
Well, if you get a load of copper in the back of your truck, that's worth some money.
That is true.
So you get the true copper cup, and like people steal them all the time from places.
Oh yeah.
I know, like at some restaurants, if you order a Moscow meal, they'll take your ID.
Yeah. So then, I've seen that before as well.
So if you steal the cup, you don't get your ID back.
Yep. Same. Well, so talk about copper in the back of your truck. If we're going to flash back to my concrete days, we had a guy who every job site we go to, he would spend the first like 15 minutes just analyzing up and down the whole job site to see if there was any loose copper laying around.
It's gritty.
Yeah. He just, those types of guys, you can learn a lot from.
Yeah.
But you also can learn nothing from.
Yep.
Now, let me explain, Ryan. They know some knowledge that you would never even think existed, right? Like, for example, this particular guy is a trapper. Oh, bush burp. And I'm not applying this to all trappers, but this particular trapper guy, which we should have him on the podcast, would be hilarious. but he knows so much about trapping. It's unbelievable. You could sit and talk to him for, 2 hours about it. Now, when it comes to him managing money, you're going to want to listen to about 0 seconds of him managing money.
Right.
It's unbelievable, actually, that he's made it this far in life with that mentality of how he approaches money. But that's my example of like, he's a guy that you can learn a lot from, but you can learn absolutely nothing from.
Yeah.
He was the copper. What would you call that? A copper pirate almost.
Probably
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, copper, you can get a good amount of money for a big chunk of copper for sure.
You can also spend like $50 on a set of Moscow Mule mugs.
Yeah. But then,
the fact that like
the point is finding the copper and then selling it.
right, but I'm saying like the markup on Moscow Mule mugs is ridiculous because it's, let's just say like 16 ounces of copper does not cost. It maybe costs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Now what you're saying. Yeah. There's a huge margin in the copper cups.
But they'll throw the Tito's vodka imprint on it.
Logo on it. Oh my God, it's the best.
Yeah, and that's just the best Moscow Mule mug you can get.
Yep.
But there are bad ones out there. There are ones that are like painted or like sprayed in like a copper like texture.
The faux copper.
Yeah. And then they start to chip. So that's how you know that those are not real, and those will cost you about $17.99 a pair.
A pair.
Yep. Because they come in twos.
There you go. So Ryan, kind of a little off topic, but I just noticed it. We got some different colored koozies. So reminder to everyone listening that every single person that orders a shirt gets a free koozie, shirt, hat, sweatshirt, apron. We'll give you other than stickers, basically. Yeah. We'll give you a free koozie. We just got this new color in. We used to have the teal. I can't reach it. The teal. And now we've just switched it up to the light blue. We might come back to the teal someday. But it's fun to switch it up once in a while. We've had these teal ones from the get. But it's a new era here at You Betcha. The light Carolina blue, I would almost say it is.
I like to call it You Betcha blue.
Ooh. There you go.
Yeah. It's
the You Betcha blue. It looks super fresh, especially next to all the merch. So, yeah. If you ordered a shirt in the second half of the last drop, you got yourself a light blue koozie.
Yep.
Should we talk about blank koozie fiasco?
We can. I think it's best to be as transparent as possible.
I agree. So, guys.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect. We shipped, we're guessing, somewhere between 30 to 40 people in the last shirt run, blank koozies. So it was basically the teal koozie, but there was nothing on either side. And the fault there is that we just kept thinking that it was the other side.
Yeah. Yep.
In our defense, we were printing a lot of shirts. We were just rolling. We didn't double check. But I like to spin zone this, Ryan, and say that those people literally have You Betcha collector's items.
Yeah.
Because they are the only people to have You Betcha koozies with nothing on it. It's like a rare baseball card.
Yep. So, to add on to that point, I was not there helping pack.
Oh, here we go.
No, here's my point. Is I knew that box was unprinted, and I would have stopped it right away.
All right.
So
maybe you should show up to work once in a while, Ryan.
Classic mistake.
He's gonna kill me by the way by saying comments like that.
So what we do is I actually used to print all of the koozies. We got them in blank. I printed the YB on them, every single one of them.
Yep.
Thousands of them, and it just was too time consuming. So
it ended up being cheaper for us to consume or to produce by actually having a third party do it.
Yeah. So we started getting these in, but we had this loan box, and it was kind of like the bar takeover box of koozies that we'll bring to our
extra
next
ones.
event. Yep. They had not been printed yet. I was going to print them up for the next bar takeover just to get rid of them.
Yep.
But that box was opened and put into orders until we realized that there's nothing on them.
Well, yeah. So if you're out there and you didn't get a YB koozie, I'm sorry, but it's kind of cool because you now have a You Betcha collector's item. Just know that.
How many koozies out there at your aunt's house, at the lake cabin, have nothing
just
on
blank.
them?
Yeah, I like that.
None of them.
None.
They're all branded.
So
you always know this is a You Betcha koozie because there's nothing on it.
Collector's item is what we call that. So we might have to do we might have to like every 3 shirt drops just drop 40 blank ones.
Some blanks.
Yeah, and just give people collector's items. Or do 15 of them where we just write with permanent marker YB on it.
Yep, like the coasters.
People actually would love that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
last week's fiasco.
Yeah, big mess up of last week was not printing YB on 40 koozies. So,
and luckily we haven't had many instances like that happen. Actually, that's probably the only one.
That's the only major one. Obviously, we've we've shipped a couple wrong shirts to people. But usually when they email us, we just send them the right one and
tell
get
them
it
to keep
all
the old
taken
one.
care of it. Yeah. So, but I would say that we're doing all right, Ryan.
Yeah, for kind of a 3-man show, and the volume of merchandise we're putting out, I think we're hitting about 99%. We're hitting about 990 right now.
That's not bad.
No, not at all.
If you're a baseball guy, that's incredible.
Yep, it's Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah. So, we will be shipping out this next round of orders in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks ish. I don't know. I won't talk about it. It'll stress you out.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yep. Oh, in this one though, we got the cups, the Busch Latte cups.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
We literally sold out of the Busch Latte cups in like 1 hour.
So,
which we thought would do well, but we didn't realize it was going to take 1 hour. And so we posted it, and then 1 hour later, we had to like change the post and be like, actually, guys, you don't get a free cup anymore because we don't have any more.
yeah, and meanwhile, I'm getting like screenshots of like how many orders have came in, and I'm just like, I'm literally sweating in the AC.
Oh,
Sweating. And but it's cost of doing business. So
So we apologize for those that did not get a cup, but literally now we learned our lesson. We just need to get more.
What's crazy about this though is I follow a few guys on social media, a few owners of apparel businesses, and they always do launches, right? Like every couple months they'll do a new launch.
Yep.
Fall launch is coming up, and they always talk about like how fast they sold out of something. And so it always got me wondering, like, how fast would you betcha sell out of something if we were to do like an
We
exclusive
actually
launch?
had inventory.
Yeah, so I mean, we essentially did an exclusive launch with the free Busch Latte cup with any shirt order, and it took 1 hour.
Yep.
And 6 months from now, I see that time being decreased drastically.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah,
You heard it here first. Prediction out of Ryan.
yeah, cut in half. Like, because when you put a piece of content out, like we've built the audience now where it shows up in front of a lot of eyeballs really fast, right away.
Yep.
So that's step number one, building the audience.
And that's what we're doing. We try and put out a new, very quality, relatable video every Tuesday. Doesn't happen every Tuesday because life is different.
happens. Yep.
But so be looking every Tuesday for that content that's going to help grow the page, that is eventually going to help us do some ridiculous numbers. But only because we're doing this stuff to try and get you guys merch that you want to wear, content that you want to see, and represent the Midwest the best way we can. So we're going to take one more break. It's sweaty and hot in here. And then we'll talk about one more thing.
Oh,
and then
salmon burp.
So good, so gross.
Gosh.
That's so gross. You sounded like a seal there before you opened that.
Wow.
How was it, Ryan?
Good. Tastes like a
Salmon
latte.
Salmony latte.
Oh, yeah.
Salmon lattes.
Yeah, I'm slowly working myself out of that. I'm digesting finally.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, I should have told you that the answer to anything is basically just drink more, and then it ends up being okay.
Yep.
So, Ryan, I have a question for you. When do you believe summer is officially over?
I would say, my thought has always been Labor Day weekend,
Yep.
because where we're from, that's when everyone is taking their boats out of the water, taking the docks out of the water.
Yep.
People are going back to school, so a lot of the kids aren't out at the lake anymore. I feel like Labor Day is, in my mind, is the official end to summer.
I would agree. I think there's actually an argument that people say that, like, after, like, the first couple weeks of August, it's over.
Okay.
And because I would disagree as well. I would agree with you. But for the sake of the argument, I think that they say that there's a lot of big country musical festivals.
Sure.
Musical festivals that are in the first couple weeks of August. And then they're like, basically when those are over, they're checked out and they're like in fall mode. For me, for the longest time, it was always about the second week of August was the end because I was playing either high school football or college football, and that's when fall camp starts.
Yeah, you guys reported early. I remember where I went to school, football players were already there for 2 weeks. So they knew the camp, like freshman year, they all knew the campus and they knew everybody. I'm like, I don't know anybody here. Like, what? Can we just be friends?
What was super funny about fall camp in college was you're literally on campus. You're the only people on campus for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And it's just you and a bunch of big old sweaty dudes.
Yep.
For 2 straight weeks. That's all you see. Because even if you had a girlfriend, like, you wouldn't see them.
No.
Because you literally wake up at 7 a.m. and you get home at, 9 p.m. and you just go to bed. So literally all day you're just around dudes.
Yep.
You don't see any. It's just all males. Then that like first week of college hits, and all of a sudden all you see all over campus, everywhere, all day, are females, and it was just like the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
It was like
It's kind of dramatic. Like,
yeah, there was like there's always like the dudes who are like always trying to talk to girls, and I'm not saying that I'm that way. But there's always like 3 or 4 dudes that are like known for that on the team.
Right.
And they would just go for it that first week,
well, yeah, because they're
But
vulnerable.
it's just funny because they literally just haven't seen a woman in
Right.
2 weeks, and they're
Right.
going insane, which is just wild.
Well, and my thought on that is people are vulnerable. They're in a new place. They don't really know anybody. They might know 1 or 2 people. So anybody that
You're
comes up
preying
to
on the vulnerable ones, Ryan?
I right when I said that, I knew that's exactly what I thought in my head.
You're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Whatever.
We don't mean that.
We don't. But that's the in. Like, well, they're maybe just looking to talk to somebody and get to know
and
people.
They're also looking for new people. You're looking for new people, whatever.
Yep.
So I always felt that way. What was wild is, to me, my favorite thing ever, it's weird, is when you can walk outside and you're like, it's still like 65 degrees out, but you're like, fall is here.
Yeah.
There's like a weird thing where you can just feel that summer is over and like you've now entered fall, even though the weather doesn't tell you that. It's the same temperature or a little bit lower than the week before, but it just all of a sudden weirdly just feels like fall. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Sun's going down a little bit earlier.
Yep.
The air is a little bit brisker. You know how I always refer to it as? Like, I always say, oh, this is duck hunting weather. It's
There
duck
you
hunting
go.
weather.
For me,
And
it's
that's
football weather.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like the kickoff to fall. So that's interesting. I'm gonna stick with my Labor Day guns.
Yeah.
Boats are coming because I'm a lake guy. I'm not a country music festival guy. Wow, you've been on tonight.
You've had a long last couple weeks, so have I, Ryan. I need a drink just as much as you do.
But yeah, I'm not a country music festival guy. I would love to go to one day, but that's not my determination on whether summer's over or not.
Yeah, I would say a country music festival, you can take a couple years in between them.
Yeah.
Especially if you do it right. Yeah, do it right. Hey, what's up, bro?
Oh, we did it up right this weekend.
But yeah, it's weird. But because like the bunker is so hot right now and we're so sweaty, I'm like trying to hold on to summer for as long as I can. But I've had enough of summer almost. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm excited for fall and kind of a little bit want it to be here.
Have you kind of transitioned into that mindset of like kind of wanting fall to be here for like since you got out of school? Because now we like, you want to hang on to summer as long as possible because if you don't, school is going to come even faster. Mm-hmm. But now we don't have school. So now it's just like season to season.
Yeah. The only reason why I want fall is that it's just been really hot lately and I'm sick of the heat.
Yep.
I want just to cool off a little. Mm-hmm. But I would also say that I've been more busy this summer. And so not only am I not able to enjoy as much like just me lake time, I'm doing stuff like traveling and whatnot. And it's really hot out. I just like, I'm going to keep traveling. And I just wish it was not as hot out. It's just like a weird thing.
I think everyone would just rather travel in the winter.
Yeah. Well, fall I think is a good time to travel. Winter kind of sucks. Roads are bad. You have a lot of storms. Flights get canceled.
You know what? Just being in winter and understanding that a possible storm coming up could prohibit you from going on a nice vacation is the worst.
Oh, God.
You don't have to worry about that in the summer, in the spring, in the fall. it's like you're looking forward
Even
to
if
this
there's
nice,
like a tornado coming, I'm still risking it and going.
Yep.
Like what? Okay, all right. Can we talk about that a little bit, Ryan? What are the actual chances you get hit by a tornado? They got to be so slim. Think of how much land there is, even just in the Midwest, and one tornado.
You can also run away from a tornado or drive away from a tornado. Like lightning, you cannot drive away from lightning.
Very true. But let's stick with tornadoes.
Okay.
The chances got to be so slim, right? Now, we're not saying that the people who've been hit by a tornado and had stuff affect bush burp have affected that, whatever. We're sorry that happened, but in reality, you got to be pretty unlucky to get hit by an actual tornado, right?
So the odds of being hit by a tornado, this is a second opinion according to bookofodds.com.
Book of Oz?
Book of odds.
Odds. I thought they said Oz like the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, Jesus.
1 in 4,513,000. 4,513,000.
So, yeah, I'm basically like, the odds of getting hit by a tornado is just unbelievable.
So, with that being said, one person in the Midwest will get hit by a tornado this year.
Yeah, because we only got like 4.5 people.
Yeah.
So we're sorry to that one person. We should
that's
actually
gotta be the worst.
There should just be like a tax that we have to do for the one person that gets hit by a tornado. We all just pitch in $1 a year, and then that person doesn't have to worry about their house. You know, they get that money. It's like a GoFundMe for the one tornado victim each year in the Midwest.
Yep.
Now, I'm
hypothetically speaking, with the odds.
with the odds, we understand that more people get hit with tornadoes and whatever. But in reality, as a good person, as a good Midwest person, I'd be willing to pitch in $1 for the one person that gets hit by a tornado.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we just started. Like a charity foundation. Tornado Victims of the Midwest is what it's called.
We can get them on the podcast.
Literally, Tornado Victims of the Midwest is what our charity is called. Everyone in the Midwest is required to donate $1 a year, which if you divide it up, it's what, like 8 cents per month, something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's even less than 8 cents, whatever. So if you go to our website, you can donate to what is it? Tornado Victims of the Midwest.
Yep.
.org.
Yep.
And you can donate your $1 each year.
Sounds like a Melissa McCarthy ad for lost puppies.
Yeah, only thing else I needed was like holding like a little like baby child and being like, this little pupper right here, his parents got hit by a tornado this year. And then the people will donate. For 15 little pennies each month, you can save this kid's life.
Yep.
Basically how it goes.
Yeah, tornadoes are crazy because we're in like Tornado Alley would be like Kansas to Texas. Or is that like all the way from like North Dakota to Texas?
I don't know, but we'll have to research that because we've now started a charity for the one tornado victim in Midwest.
So
you can be the vice president. I'll be the president. You can also sit on the board if you would like, Ryan, of this charity. And maybe at our events and stuff, we'll have like a little like tornado victims jar that people can throw their $1 into.
So would you rather die?
Oh boy,
would you rather die of a tornado, like you get engulfed by a tornado, or struck by lightning?
And live or die?
Die.
I'd rather get struck by lightning and die because I feel like that's pretty instant.
How about live?
Get struck by lightning and live, or hit by a tornado and die?
Nope. Both live.
What are my physical impairments or whatever?
So the tornado picks you up, throws you 150
break
feet.
every bone in my body.
Yep.
What happens when I get struck by lightning?
What does happen when you get struck by
my
lightning?
brain goes soupy and I'm a vegetable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go every bone in my body.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Sure.
My brain's all I got, Ryan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this body. That body's seen better days. It's seen its glory days.
You got a little more padding than
yeah, but it's all now. It's all my brain. My brain is my tool. The body is shot, so I can break every bone in my body and be okay. But Wow.
I think I would agree with you on both of those.
I did not think we were going to start, when we started this podcast, we'd be talking about tornado victims.
Or playing Would You Rather.
Or playing Would You Rather. I think it's time to bring us home, Ryan.
Guys, thanks again for listening into episode 30 of the You Betcha Radio podcast.
It's crazy.
Like I said, we didn't really come in with Miles came in with a plan. I did not, but I feel like today's podcast went well. We played a little Would You Rather. We plug the T-shirts.
If you'd like to donate to the one tornado victim, head to our website and buy a T-shirt.
Yeah, buy a T-shirt because I just don't have enough to print right now.
Oh yeah. Oh. Ryan, the pouty pants guy over here, is complaining about how many shirts he got to print, even though that's what we wanted.
Yep, that's what we wanted. So the shirts will be going out in a couple weeks, guys. You can still get them you can get them at Oh You Betcha.
Ryan,
But
let's you're slowly fading here. Just get her done with here.
But I want you to go to www.oubetcha.com, snag an ice cold latte shirt, and wear it for your next drinking event. That's all I got. I am Ryan, the T-shirt guy.
And as we sign off, I just want to say thank you to Gina's Designs of the Heartland. They have awesome handmade pine signs, made out of pine signs, made in Iowa, the Heartland. They're handcrafted. They say Nectar of the Gods with the mountains. They come in a couple colors with their YB logo on them. They go great in every kitchen, living room, man cave, garage, you name it. It will look great in any decor. You can find those signs on our website, order directly from us, or you can go to Gina'sDesignsOfTheHeartland.com. Gina, Gena, designsoftheheartland.com. They have a lot of other signs as well, not just Nectar of the Gods signs. We've heard nothing but great things from the people who have bought the signs. And so they're great guys and gals at GenasDesignsOfTheHeartland.com. As Ryan said, he is Ryan the T-shirt guy, and I am Miles the You Betcha guy. May your ranch always be runny, your bush lattes forever be cold. Cheers, Ryan.
With the new Koozie first
Koozie.
cheers.
Logo out. Wow. Oh my God, that's cold.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.